Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you are coming on, please do me a favor. Put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. Please put in the comments what city you're watching me from. And I want you to hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know your boy Ramonepreston, the squad in the other side of the suite, and the Ramonepreston Show. We're live right here on this beautiful Thursday. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. So please hit the like button, hit the share button, put in the comments what city you're watching me from. I want to know what city you're watching me from. I appreciate all of you that continue to participate in watching the show, sharing the show, liking our videos, and giving our community an opportunity to know that there's something happening over here on Ramonepreston's platform. So thank you. I appreciate all of you, whether you are a customer, a client, a student, or you're a follower on social media. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you taking the time to like, share, and put in the comments what city you're watching me from. Please also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube page. We need as many subscriptions as we can possibly get. Encourage other family members, friends, and people that you know who need this business and financial and even ministry training and information. Encourage them to subscribe to my YouTube page. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button. It's not that hard. Hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook or any other platform, hit the follow button. I appreciate all of you. We have over 76, I believe. We have over 7,600 subscribers 7,400. We have over 7,400 subscribers on YouTube. We want to get to 10,000. So please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We have over 6,600 subscribers on LinkedIn. We want to get to 10,000 on LinkedIn. We have a couple thousand, maybe 2,600 maybe on Instagram. Probably a couple thousand on Facebook. So if you follow me on any platform, please be sure to subscribe to my page, follow me, hit the like button, hit the share button, and put in the comments what city you're watching me from. You see I'm rocking my Next Level gear. For those of you that like the Next Level gear, if you're interested in purchasing any of our gear, always feel free to go to Ramoneprestonbrands.com, Ramoneprestonbrands.com. There you will find our Next Level gear. You will find some of our other signature gear and other accessories and other items that we have that we're continuing to build our online store. So thank you so much for joining the Ramonepreston Show. If you don't know, now you know. My name is Ramonepreston. I am officially the host. I've always been officially the host of the Ramonepreston Show. And every Monday through Friday, we show up here on this show, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. Even though I'm late some days, I'm always working. I'm always doing something. So if I'm not here in the office, I'm on my way here. But every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon, we show up on this show. And my purpose, my objective, my goal, my intention is to give you information that can help you do what we specialize here at Ramonepreston Enterprises doing. And that is, we specialize in helping people properly start, properly structure, and scale their businesses, their ministries, their income streams, and their wealth building dreams. That's what we do every day here at Ramonepreston Enterprises. We do it through our consulting division, our coaching division, and our training division. We have several programs, several lines of services that we offer. All of this information, the prices and the details and the benefits, you can find all of that at Ramonepreston.com. Ramonepreston.com. Again, Ramonepreston.com. So today, I really felt like I needed to drop one day in this week and designate one show for Q&A. So today is Q&A Thursday. Ask the Millionaire Mogul. Ask the Millionaire Mogul. I am humbled, but I'm also grateful and proud to be the quote unquote Millionaire Mogul, to set an example to my community and for my community that you can go from hood figure to seven figures, because that's what happened to me. You can go from nobody to somebody. You can go from being below poverty, being like just depleted of resources, having absolutely nothing. And the truth is, I wasn't just at nothing, I was in the negative. And to go from negative all the way up to positive and to be categorically considered a millionaire mogul, I'm grateful, I'm humbled, I'm proud to be put in that position, because I am setting a precedent, a standard for my family, for my staff, for my church, for my tribe, for my community, and for all of you, for you and everybody like you who watches this show. And so if nobody else gets what I am giving, if nobody else understands what I'm sharing, if nobody else sees the value in what I provide, I'm thankful and grateful to you. So I want you to know that I appreciate you. I love you. I'm always praying for you. I might not even know you by name or individually, but the fact that you show up, the fact that when we go back and we revisit our videos and I see your likes, I see your shares, I see you comment, put the city in the comments, I see you give feedback, all of that means everything to me, because it continues to inspire me to continue to inspire you. So thank you for that. But today, I really want to just take some time on this Q&A Thursday to answer some of the common questions that I get. I know it seems like when you watch people on social media, it seems like all we do is social media. You know what I mean? Like everywhere you go, you see us on videos, you see us on shorts, you see us on reels, you see us on your stories, you see us in your timeline, you see us with sponsored ads. And it's like, do these guys and gals do anything else other than sit in front of a camera or sit in front of a phone and run their mouths? Well, yes, it is. Yes, there are a lot of things that we do. We've got to run businesses. We've got to lead staff. We got to create products and services. We have to sell. We have to market. There are a lot of things that we have to do. The joy that I get in what I do is I get to live it. And then as a result of living it, I can share it. So I practice what I preach. There is absolutely nothing in over 1,800 videos that you will find on my YouTube page alone. I have over 1,800 videos on this YouTube page. There is not one video, and I can pretty much be clear on that, unless it's some video somebody put on there that I don't know. But as far as me deliberately, intentionally, consciously allowing a video to be posted on my YouTube channel or any other channel, just YouTube alone, I have over 1,800 videos. Not one of those videos on there reflects something outside of what I believe and what I do. All of those videos reflect what I believe, what I do, and who I am. I back up everything that I talk about. So whether it's about business, whether it's about financial literacy, whether it's about investing, whether it's about wealth building, whether it's about ministry, church, family, faith, marriage, parenting, all the things that I have been able to successfully do, I preach, I teach because I live it. So today, it's Q&A Thursday. If you have any questions, please put in the comments what your questions are. My team, the squad, they are lurking right now. They're looking at those comments. If you put a comment in there, they're going to literally give me that question just in case I miss it. I have my phone open as well, but if you have any questions, I would love to answer any questions that you have, because we get a lot of questions and we have a lot of people who try to figure out, like, what does all this stuff you're talking about mean to me as an individual or as an entrepreneur? So one of the pressing questions, I'm going to answer one of the pressing questions. It was actually a very challenging question that I received. And I'm not going to be able to read the whole question because They use vulgar language. See, I like to respond to the people who leave me questions and comments. I don't care if they're trolling me. I don't care if they are supporting me. It really doesn't matter. The truth is, when I get people trolling me and pushing against me and trying to critique and criticize me, it actually challenges me to be a better version. But here's what one of the questions were. The gentleman said, and I'm not going to call his name out, but here's what he said. What kind of special information are you, F-bomb, talking about? That seems pretty random. And so this was a question in response to a comment that I made about people who are in the 1 percentile. So do I need to read it again? Here's what the gentleman asked me. He says, what kind of special information are you, F-bomb, talking about? That seems pretty random. So maybe he was being critical. Maybe he was being facetious. Maybe he was trolling. I don't know. But whoever you are, if you're watching this, I want to give you an answer to your question, because he was responding to a video, a short that I put up, just a 60 to 90 second video I put up just the other day. And in the video, I was talking about the 1%, okay? So, by the way, my guy, my friend, my brother, listen, if you want to learn and be educated about the 1% and about the other percentiles of households in the United States of America that make up income classes, I would love to introduce you to my business and financial wealth building program called the Millionaire Blueprint. In that Millionaire Blueprint, there are hundreds of video training tutorials and documents and forms and interactive lessons teaching you on things like the income classes. I have a specific course called the Income Ladder of Success, where I teach you about lower class, middle class, upper class. I teach you about these percentiles in terms of households in the United States of America. And I teach you how to develop a better relationship with money, because your relationship with money is seen by the type of money you have. So if you want to know what your relationship with money is, my friend, or anyone, just look at your bank account and it says a lot about what type of relationship you have with money. So with that being said, this gentleman was asking me a question, what you talking about using the F word? Here's what I'm talking about. Only 1% of Americans, make more than $400,000 a year. Okay? Only 1% of Americans make more than 400 grand a year. So that's a low number, because only 1% of American households, let me get that right, households, just in case somebody's trying to fact check me, because I'm trying to check somebody for cussing me out. Only 1% of American households make more than $400,000 a year. That means the other 99% of American households make less than $400,000 a year. Most of this 99% makes anywhere from $60,000 to $70,000 a year, if that. Definitely under $100,000, most of this 99%. And so what I was explaining to my man who cussed me out in his question, and what I want to explain to you with this answer to this particular question is, if you are not in the 1%, that means there is something the 1% knows that you don't know. Now, this person may assume that there's no information this 1% has, that he feels as if it's just ludicrous to say that. But the truth is, this 1% of households in America that make $400,000 or more a year, they have certain information that a lot of people in this 99 percentile either don't have, or they have and they're not properly using it. Now, the next question is, this is kind of follow-up question to this. The next question is, well, what information is this? What kind of information is this? Well, let me give you an example of what kind of information this is. A lot of this information that the 1% knows is centered around holding companies, or another common term could be they have a lot of information about business systems. So I'm just giving you an example of how this information works. So do you have a lot of information about holding companies? Most people that I talk to that hear me talking about holding companies, they tell me it wasn't until they started listening to me and maybe 2 or 3 other people on the internet that they realized that there was a thing called holding companies and that there was some significance behind this thing called a holding company. And then a lot of the people that I talk to who become students and clients of mine, they tell me it wasn't until they got introduced to programs and courses and content and coaching services that I provide, it wasn't until then that they realized how important a holding company was. Well, those who are of the 1% and maybe those who are of the the lower percentages within the 1%. So you have the 1%, but then you have some who are in the 0.1, 0.251. A lot of them, they operate their whole lives through business systems and holding companies. So this is a level of information you gotta have. That's a box you gonna have to check. Again, if you anticipate and expect, or even if you just dream and desire about becoming a millionaire and becoming financially free and getting wealthy, it doesn't mean there are people who don't become millionaires without this. There are a lot of people who become millionaires without this. I personally know people who have become millionaires, who are millionaires, and they don't necessarily have a holding company or a business system, but they are working for someone who has these things, and because who they work for is so big and has become such a brand, it's easy for them to make that kind of money because they're the top people in that company. But they are exceptions to the rule. Most people like you and I, we are not a part of that exceptional rule. So that means we've got to do more legwork. We've got to do more groundwork. We've got to figure out other grassroots ways to get out of the rat race and to get out of the rut and to get out of the perpetual financial and entrepreneurial cycles. And so this type of information is a lot of the information that gets you into that 1%. What are some other things that make up this information? Well, information about creative tax strategies. I always tell my clients this, that listen, once you start a business, or even if you don't start a business, let me just put it this way. Once you start making money, period. Once you start making money, period. Understand this. Once you start making money, the next problem you gonna have once you start making money, I want you to hear me on this. The next problem you gonna have when you start making money is a tax problem. This is like one of the first problems you're gonna end up having. And this is why a lot of artists, like recording artists, rappers, singers, musicians, celebrities, actors, athletes, this is why a lot of them, they make a whole lot of money up front, and then on the back end, they end up being broke or maybe on the IRS, millions of dollars. Some of them went to jail behind it, and some of them struggle for the next 10, 15, 20 years because they did not understand. Number one, they didn't understand holding companies and business systems because most of them didn't have companies set up. Number two, even if they had companies set up, they didn't understand how to implement and execute creative tax strategies that would mitigate or at least minimize their tax liability while simultaneously maximizing their company profitability. So these are things that will get you into the 1%. What are some other things that could get you into the 1%? Well, things like understanding systems, and I'm talking about like operational systems, and processes. Like, I can honestly tell you, if you just took the time, and I want you to hear me on this, if you just took the time to learn the fundamentals, like the basics of how to start, structure, and operate a holding company, how to use that holding company to build an infrastructure for other business systems. If you just took the time to learn the basics of that, if you just took the time to learn the basics of creative tax strategies, which is going to lean towards financial accounting for you and for your business, it's going to lean towards you being able to have some type of financial infrastructure to track your income and expenses and to know how to diversify that and reallocate pre-tax dollars. There's a lot of work that goes on in that. If you just learned the basics of systems and processes, like your operating systems, your financial systems, your marketing systems and sales systems, if you just learned the basics of these three things here, the likelihood of you becoming a millionaire goes through the roof. Period. The likelihood of you becoming a millionaire goes through the roof. Because even if you are not a millionaire, but you desire and dream to be a millionaire, at some point you're going to have to either learn this, or you're going to have a whole lot of money to pay people who know this that are going to work for you. Either way, you're going to have to put something in. And so I urge you to learn the basics. I tell all of my clients and people that I talk to that inquire about this information, I tell them, even if you want me to do some of the work as a consultant, let's say you want us to start your LLC, to start your holding company, to file and form your paperwork. Even if you want us to, to send you or to give you some type of instruction and direction on finding a CPA or a tax strategist, even if we help you put systems and processes together, or you hire a consultant to do it all for you, even if that happens, you still want to be educated on what other people are doing. So to the person who asked that question and cussed me out while they were asking the question, this is your answer. So when you're asking me about what type of information is that extraordinary that you can consider it to be like 1% type information, it's this kind of information. Because people who make up the 99%, they ain't thinking about this kind of information. The only thing they thinking about when it comes to systems and processes is clocking in and clocking out. Or maybe some systems and processes that they work with in their company. The only thing most people in that 99% thinking about is paying their taxes or getting an income tax return. The only thing they thinking about in terms of company and business is what company they working for and what other people are doing with their business. They're not thinking about how all these things work within their own personal lives that can help excel them to a greater place of financial freedom. Okay, so that's one of the questions. Another common question that I've gotten just recently was a common question about people becoming coaches and consultants, because this is becoming a common thing. You know, everybody is a coach today. You know, everybody is a coach. Everybody coaching today. So this was another question that seems to be like real common, at least in my circle and with a lot of people that I talk to. So like the question is centered around like, how do I become a coach? How do I become a consultant or a trainer? Or how do I actually put a business together and products and services and programs together as a coach, as a consultant, as a trainer? Well, the first thing is you got to get educated on that. You got to get trained on that. So yes, I do have a coaching and consulting certification program. I have a program that I train people to become certified coaches and consultants and educators under Ramonepreston University. But guess what? Even if you're not using my particular training program, you need to get educated and trained on the business or the industry of being a coach, being a consultant, being a trainer. Because if you plan on becoming a coach, or if you say you are a coach, okay, I always recommend that if you're going to be a coach, okay? If you're going to be a coach, by default, you should automatically be a consultant to some extent. You should at least strive to be that. And by default, you should be a trainer. A trainer. So that means your coaching business needs to have a consulting element to it. And your coaching business should be built on the basis of you training and educating people. So that means your coaching business, even if that's all you want to be, is a coach, your coaching business needs to be built on the bedrock, on the foundation of training and education. So you should already have curriculum set up, curriculum created, curriculum established that complements what you provide as a coach. Because a part of your coaching should include training, assignments, curriculum, education. Your entire business should be an institution. And even if you don't want to have training courses and an online academy or institution or programs like that, at the very least, you should put your coaching business together in the form of training material and curriculum for nothing else, for the purpose of being able to take pieces of that business that you provide coaching in and share it on social media so that people can know the value of what you do. Because if you just go into social media telling people, well, my name is Ramonepreston and I'm a business coach and I provide the best business coaching in the Buckhead community of Atlanta. It ain't no business coach better than me. Who cares? Ain't nobody really even paying attention to you. But if you can provide information, if you can share valuable tips and principles and concepts and things that actually relate to the type of coaching business that you're in, the likelihood of you getting more clients increases because people see your value and your worth up front even before you start giving this spiel about how good of a coach you are and what kind of coaching business you have. So I would always recommend, if you want to get into the coaching business, you should be the first one getting coached. It amazes me how many coaches, we got a question? How many coaches I talk to who ain't got no coach? Like, how you gonna be a coach and you ain't got a coach? I don't understand it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I think even if you just got a coach, if you're a coach, if you want to be a coach, you should have a coach just for validation. Like, you should hire a coach just to be able to tell potential clients, I have a coach. This is why you need a coach. But you ain't got, it's kind of like being in ministry and I meet pastors who ain't got a pastor. And I'm like, how you pastoring people and you ain't got no pastor? Why you want to lead people and you ain't no leader and you ain't being led? Okay, we have a live question. What do you do daily or weekly to keep you grounded and focused? What do you do daily or weekly to keep you grounded and focused? What do I do daily? Whew, my God. Well, number one, when I first wake up, I pray. That's the first thing I do. I pray. This keeps me grounded. I pray. I quote scripture. I quote scriptures because I believe the Bible. So my life, everything that I do in my life is built around my relationship with Jesus and my love for him and my fascination for his word. So I pray. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I quote scriptures. I go to Starbucks. That's every day. I don't care if I'm on the other side of the world. I don't even know if I'm going to travel somewhere that ain't got no Starbucks. So it goes just like this. I get up, I pray. Well, of course, I got to brush my teeth, wash my face. Okay, so that would be step two. Like, pray, brush my teeth, wash my face, put on my, my jogging outfit. I quote scriptures while I'm walking out of the door. I go to Starbucks. While I'm in my car going to Starbucks, I'm listening to Audible. I'm listening to Audible books. I have training videos that I watch. Training videos from my coach, from my business coach. I got training videos that I watch. I go over my goals every day. And then I go through my emails and get myself ready for the day. Most of the time, I do all this before the sun comes up. So most of the time I do this before the sun comes up, unless I'm just being lazy and chilling. But the question is, what do you do daily or weekly to keep you grounded and focused? That's what I do every day. I pray every day I get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, pee. You gotta pee. I quote scriptures. I walk out the door. I get in my car, I go to Starbucks. I'm listening to audio books while I'm going there, or training videos, or both, for about 30 minutes to an hour most of the times. And then I'm going over my goals. And then when I'm finished going over my goals, I'm probably either on my way back home or sitting in my parking lot in the garage, going back in the house so I could get started for my day. And I do all this before the sun. So the fact that I do this every day, now there's some things that you don't see here, especially in this time right here. This time here is normally like maybe an hour and a half sometimes, because while I'm reading my books and training, I stop and pause a lot of times because I start dreaming. I start fantasizing about where my next level is going to be and the things that I can do. I might be writing notes in my phones because I'm getting ideas and inspiration about what I can do with my business today. And then, I go over my goals to make sure that I'm in alignment with where I'm headed. Normally, I have ultimate goals for my life for about 15 to 20 years out. I have goals for the year for my personal life and my family, and I have goals for the year for my organization. And I go over those goals to remind myself that I can't stop. Like my goals, just that alone, outside of prayer and all those other things, it just helps me so tremendously. Sartaj says, I can see how important it is to have a coach. I shall get one. You gotta have a coach. Like there's no way, and this was the answer I was giving y'all to my question. The question is, if you want to start a coaching business, like what should you do? How do you get started? I'm telling you what you should do. The first thing you should do, especially if you are already a coach and you're struggling with making money as a coach, I'm telling you, it is hard. I don't think people understand how hard it is to be a coach and to make money coaching. Like people are delusional. Like almost, I'm not going to say almost, but almost everybody that I talk to who want to get in the coaching business, they are delusional. Or if they're not delusional, they underestimate the amount of work it takes for them to actually make money being a coach. And I don't care what kind of coach it is: business coach, financial coach, health coach, life coach, spiritual coach, relationship coach, feet coach, back coach. I don't care what, a knee coach. It don't matter. It's hard. It's hard to make money coaching, period. Especially when everybody today is a coach. We got virtual coaches, online coaches, mobile coaches, brick and mortar coaches, metaverse coaches, NFT coaches, Bitcoin coaches, Millionaire Mogul coaches. We got a lot of coaches. So the best thing you can do as a coach is to, number one, get one. Get a coach. This validates you. I don't even name my coach all the time unless I'm doing it for validation. So I'll drop a name in a minute now, especially when I'm paying tens of thousands of dollars to be coached by somebody. I'm going to use their name and I'm going to use everything I get from them. because I want everybody to do the same. If you paying me to be your coach, use my name. I'm going to tell my clients, use my name. Let everybody know, yeah, I'm with Ramonepreston. He's my coach. Go Google him. You should use that as validation. But if you're going to be a coach, you need to get a coach. Because I'm the kind of person, and it may just be because of how I am as an individual, as a man, as a realist. If you tell me you a coach and you ain't got no coach, I don't trust you. I can't take you serious. And that's just my opinion. You might feel different about it, but it's my opinion. My personal opinion is, if you're a coach and you tell me you don't have a coach, you're not credible to me. And if you ask people how they feel about that, you might realize something about why you're not making money as a coach. Because I've literally, one of my clients just recently told me, they told me that they were a part of maybe 2, I think, or 3 other programs that are similar to mine in so many different ways, with other coaches. And I remember the gentleman saying to me in one of our initial conversations, this was before he joined, I remember him saying something to me about, the reason why I'm joining you is because I know what you have at this point in my life I need. It's not that he hadn't been a part of other coaching programs, but he knew there were things that I have that he needed. And the spiritual side of things, the business structure side of things that I teach about, and the concepts that I use in terms of like holding companies and creative tax strategies, those were the things that were really attractive to him. But he told me, he said, I had been a part of some programs that your coach offers. So he knew who my coach was, and he was like, I hear you talking about this gentleman, and I know him because I was a part of some of his stuff. I've purchased some of his stuff. And the fact that you're a part of it, he was telling me, man, I know you paying a lot of money to be a part of that program. Because that's why I'm not a part of it, because I ain't got that kind of money right now. So what did that do? That validated me to some extent, because this gentleman knew, oh, this guy got to be real, at least be willing to pay money, because he's paying that kind of money to get coached. And the money he's charging to coach people ain't nowhere near the money he's paying to get coached. So that's validation. So if you want to be a coach, especially if you want to be a consultant, you need training. You need training. Me and my wife were just talking about this today, because me and my wife, we were consultants before we were coaches. We were consulting people, and we didn't even know we were consulting people until one day we sat down and we was like, hold up, let's rewind this thing. Wait a minute. What are we doing? And I remember we went on this journey of doing some research and, just like resetting our whole life and business. This happened years ago, and we realized we're consulting people. We're not just real estate agents. We're not just, helping people on this surface level. We're actually providing a professional service of consulting because of the complexity of work that we were doing. And at the time, it was in real estate. So we had real estate investors, people who had, small portfolios. And when I say small, we're talking about portfolios of maybe, 10 or 15 properties, residential properties. That's a small portfolio, but that's a lot of work. And they would come to us and ask us to help them put them together, make it make sense, help them with their accounting and their systems and their processes and their management. And we realized we doing way more work than just the typical real estate agent or maybe just a property manager was doing. We realized that, what we're doing is consulting, and that's when we started leaning into that. So I'm bringing it up to you just so that you can understand how important it is for you to make that. So this is a very common question that I get. So if you want to be a coach, you want to be a consultant or a trainer, and the truth is, if you want to hack, let me put it this way, if you want to hack life, if you want to figure out a quick way to move time and get further, get you a coach. Get you a coach in the area that you're looking to excel in. So if you want to grow a business and you want to succeed in business and you don't really know a lot about the intricate ins and outs of business, find a business coach who specializes in those things. Okay? Find a business coach who specializes in those things. They've got different coaches. You got marketing coaches, you have sales coaches, you have financial system coaches. You can find a coach for every area. But if you could find a coach that kind of generalizes a lot of those things, get that coach and build a relationship with them and pay to be in their ecosystem. If you plan on becoming a coach, get you a coach and get training. Get training. So you might have a coach, but I don't necessarily know if all coaches will train you to become a coach. So you have to find a program that can actually train you to become a coach. That's why we started our certification program, because we had and still have a lot of people that we coach who want to be coaches or who are moving into the coaching space, and we're coaching them personally, but a lot of times they hit a brick wall because it's like, okay, you're coaching me, you're showing me how to build my business, how to structure my business, how to get my systems and processes in place, but now I need help with the actual coaching. That's another level of training that you need. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be very strategic about that. If you have any questions on this, or if you're looking for the right people to find and the right information because you don't want to be confused and cluttered, just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to give you some direction and to give you some insight into what you need to be looking for. People call here every day. People text us every day, email us every day. And even if you don't purchase anything from me, I don't mind answering questions. I don't mind helping you, giving you what I know so that your life can be better. Because a lot of times, the people who I give information to and they never buy anything from me, I know they live their lives knowing, hey, that guy helped me out. He saved me thousands of dollars. He made life a little easier for me. So sometimes for me, that just makes me feel good. So that's a payment for me. Okay. So you want to get trained on that. Okay. So we have some other questions. I mean, I have so many questions that people ask me. And if you have a question that you would like for me to answer on the live, this is Q&A Thursday. Ask a Millionaire Mogul. It ain't a millionaire. Ask the Millionaire Mogul. If you have a question, just drop the question in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. So Sartaj, he says, thank you so much for that information, Mr. Ramon. I shall apply that into my life to be more productive and grounded. Well, thank you, sir, for even being on the show today and for participating. I appreciate you so much. We have Matthias says, most fortunes are usually inherited. Most fortunes are usually inherited. The 1% largely owed money. There is always the odd self-made millionaire every once in a while, but most of the 1% was born in that class. Hey, Matthias, I respectfully disagree with you. Most of the 1% was not born in that 1%. That's not true. You have to do your homework. You have to really do some homework and research on that. Over 80%. See, I've done the research. I've studied it. Over 80% of today's millionaires, this is proven. I've done the research on this. Over 80% of today's millionaires, and that number may be higher. I've seen some numbers up to 88%. I'm just being conservative just in case you do your research and come back and fact check me. But over 80% of today's millionaires are categorically self-made first generation millionaires. Period. That's facts. Over 80%. So in response to a video that you saw and made that statement, I respectfully disagree with you, because you're just talking. Most of today's millionaires, 80% at least, are self-made. They are first generation millionaires. Okay, I'm a part of the 1%. I'm not most of the 1%. I know a lot of people personally who are part of the 1%. They're not. None of us are born into it. I was born into poverty. Every millionaire that I personally know, they was born into poverty. They ain't have nothing. Their parents didn't have nothing. Their grandparents didn't have nothing. It wasn't a race thing. And I'm black. So it's just not true, man. So 80% or more of today's millionaires are self-made, they're first generation. See, this is the type of information that most people believe and they live by. And what it does is, for a lot of people, it limits your capacity to believe that you can actually become one. Because if you believe most of today's millionaires, if you believe most of the people that make up the 1% were born into it, subconsciously you start convincing yourself that, man, I ain't gonna never be there. It ain't no way you can make it, because that's old money. That's not true. The group of people that you see who have that old, ancient money that you know ain't going nowhere, they're exceptions. They're not the general rule. Most of today's millionaires are self-made. They created it themselves. They are first generation millionaires. Nobody gave them anything. So that should be very encouraging. It should be very exciting for all of you who desire to be millionaires. But again, you can't watch videos. You can't be on the internet. You can't be reading memes on IG and think that you're getting all facts. And you build your whole belief system on a meme or a couple slides in a post or a carousel of pictures that's giving you data points. You can't build your life on that. You got to build your life on concrete information that not only shows you what to do, but concrete information that shows you how to actually do it. See, that's why I am grateful, I'm humble, but I take pride in what I provide for my students, for my clients, because the information that I teach in my training programs, the services that I provide in my coaching programs, this information and these services are things that I use. And no one gave me any handouts. Nobody gave me an opportunity. Nobody opened the door for me and co-signed for Ramonepreston. It hasn't happened. And I'm grateful to God that it hasn't happened, because nobody can get the credit for who I am today and for where I am today. Of course, having coaches and having mentors and having people that hold me accountable and just being around the right people has contributed to that. But I'm talking about the brunt of the work. I'm talking about the load had to be carried by me. The brunt of the work had to be done by me. I had to bootstrap my way to where I am right now. So nobody gave me a loan. Nobody came through and say, what up, dog? Let me go and give you about 20 bands to get you on your feet. Just pay me back in 3 years. It ain't never happened. Now, have I borrowed money in the early years of my life? You know, you go to family or somebody, hey, I need to borrow $100, or can I hold $1,000 to next month? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like somebody like literally putting you on. Nobody never put me on. And again, I'm not bitter about that, because, hey, to each its own. I'm actually thankful for that, because I had to bootstrap it. I had to figure it out. One of the greatest compliments I got just Monday, I think it was Monday or Friday. It was just within the last couple of days. One of the greatest compliments I got was from a gentleman I was talking to over the phone. Just randomly, we talked over the phone. He spoke to my personal assistant. She put me on the phone to talk with him. But he gave me one of the greatest compliments, because he was like, man, I listen to you on YouTube. I watch your videos. Man, you're so knowledgeable. You come off as very genuine and authentic. And he was like, man, but I can just hear like, this is what he said to me. He was like, man, I can hear the pain and the passion. He said something to that extent. He was like, I can hear like the pain and the passion in your voice. Like I can hear that you've been through a lot, and that what you know, you had to learn it. You had to experience it. You had to figure it out. You sound like you worked for that. You didn't, nobody told you that. You didn't just get that out of a book or somebody just gave it to you in a mastermind or something. I'm like, bruh, you hitting it on the head, because I can be honest with you. Nothing that I've accomplished has come easy. And this is, I think, a myth that a lot of people have when it comes to them wanting financial freedom. This is a myth that a lot of people have when it comes to them being entrepreneurs. Most people that I talk to who want to be financially free, they think they have this myth about how it's going to happen. Which brings me to my next question. I'll answer one more question. My next question, because I get this question all the time. The question is, what is the best way to get funding for my business? So have you ever asked that question? This is a common question I get. A question about business funding. This is a big question I get about business funding. Bruh, show me how I can get the bag, dog. Show me how I can get the money bag. Show me how I can get the money bag. That's a question I get from a whole lot of people. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. I ain't gonna say y'all, it's like everybody in the class or something. Let me tell you something. Okay? Let me share this with you. If you plan on being successful in business, if you plan on being a successful entrepreneur, and when I say successful, I'm talking about if you plan on making enough money so that your business can actually fund your lifestyle, fund your future, fund your children's future, fund your legacy, fund anything that you do. If you plan on creating that type of business, you got to get your mind out of trying to get business funding the conventional way. I have no problem with getting your credit repaired. That's very noble. Okay? That's very noble. Getting your credit repaired, having an amazing credit score, being able to qualify to get credit cards and business loans and business cards and lines of credit, all of those things are critical to certain things in your business. And the most important thing those things are critical to for your business is they give you leverage. So when you can have business credit, when you can get a loan, when you can walk into a bank because your credit score is right, your credibility is right, and you can leverage money that's being financed for your business, when you can leverage credit cards for your business, when you can leverage lines of credit, that's good. That's very critical to your business. But you cannot build your business around the idea that, oh, somehow a bank is going to give you funding, or you're going to get a line of credit, or you're going to hack your way to get 3 or 4 business credit cards and abracadabra, ta-da, you're going to be successful in business. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. Now, you might be saying, yeah, but a lot of people say it does. A lot of people teaching that. I tried it. See, I don't talk about something I don't know. I'm not just on here voicing my own opinion. I tried it. And guess what? Here's what I found out. I used to be that person. I used to be of the mindset that, okay, I need a Duns and Bradstreet. I need to be with all these credit reporting agencies. I need to get my credit score up. I need to be able to walk into a bank and get a line of credit. I need to be able to get funding when I need it. I was that person. Let's see, it's 2022. So I was that person, 10 years ago, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, up to 2017. So there was a good 5-year window that I was all about that, because that's the information I was getting. That's what people were telling me. And I thought that, okay, this is going to be the way. And let me tell you what happened. I had hard money lenders, I had merchant accounts, I had probably 50 different credit cards, I had lines of credit, I had it all. I know about all of it. I had it all. I had a Duns and Bradstreet, U lines, trade lines. I had my name on other people's credit cards so I could get their history pulled in. I've tried all of it. But what happened was, let me tell you what happened. What happened was I reached a point that all these lines of credit, all these credit cards, all these loans that I got, I was spending the money to try to get my business built, but I wasn't generating new revenue. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't generating, let me put it this way, I wasn't generating enough new revenue to sustain what I created. And over the course of a couple years, it took about 2 or 3 years, but I remember when I plateaued and I hit a window where I had about, at the time I probably had about, some months I might have had maybe 10,000 or more. It used to fluctuate. You know, one month I have 10,000, the next month I have 13, one month I have 18, the next month 15, 1 month 8, 1 month 22. Like that, my months was fluctuating like that because I didn't have enough revenue. But all of those months, here's what started happening. I have credit card bills, I have merchant accounts, credit lines, all these things that I'm paying every month. I couldn't pay off because I wasn't making enough new money to pay it off. So I was leveraging all this business credit, trying to get my business off the ground, thinking that, okay, this gives me a year. It never happened in a year. Oh, I need 3 more months. It never happened in 3 months. Oh, if I just had 6 more months. It never happened in 6 months. And see, that's what a lot of people experience because, number one, they don't have enough products and services being sold to justify and validate what they have gotten loans and lines of credit and all these other credit cards on. So I don't ascribe to you doing it that way. So when it comes to business funding, what you should be thinking about doing is getting your business to do the funding by generating sales. So sales of products and services, not loans and lines of credit and credit cards and banks that are funding you. Sales can help fund your business instead of you focusing on business funding. And again, I'm not saying don't get your credit score good. I'm not saying don't get a credit card, a business credit card if they offer you one, or if you could get a loan, if you could use your personal credit. I've tried it all. All I'm saying is you also need in your business plan a plan to sell products and services so that at some point your revenue is funding your business, not business funding that's funding your business, because you're not going to build no sustainable business. Now, again, a lot of people who get loans and who get lines of credit, because listen, I got options too. I got banks that push money my way. I got opportunities that come my way, but it's because I've created enough sales or I've generated enough revenue that I have the credibility to be able to get certain things, and I can use it as leverage, okay? Especially if you're doing real estate, that's the way to go always. But again, you gotta have a business that's selling products and services. You gotta be making money. And that's what you should be putting a lot of your attention on. So I hope I answered some of your common critical questions today. If you have any other questions, or if there's some direction that you may need or some help that you may need based on some of the things that we talked about, I'll be more than happy to give you more information or to just speak with you if you just need to figure out what direction you need to go. Maybe you're looking at starting and structuring a holding company. We talked about that. I have information that I can share with you on that. If you're looking for new creative tax strategies because you have a business that's running, you're making a little bit of money, but you're also having potential tax issues because you're not that savvy on write-offs or deductions, or at least I could share with you information that I know based on the relationships that I have with creative tax strategists and CPAs. If you are having trouble building the right systems and processes, all of these things that I'm talking about that you may be dealing with, I have information on. I have training information on. I have a coaching program that provides training and coaching for you on all those things. So just reach out to me. You can text the word that I want you to become. Text the word I want you to become. Text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. That's all you have to do. When, I'm not going to say if, but when you text millionaire to this number, we're going to reach back out to you and we'll take whatever questions you have, or if there's just more information you need on something that we talked about. Maybe you need more information on the holding company, on business systems, on processes, on tax strategies. Maybe you need more information on how to be a better coach, or how to build your business, or how to create products that you can sell to fund your business. Whatever the area is or the items are, all you have to do is just mention it when we call you back after you text millionaire to this number, and we'll be more than happy to provide that information to you. So thank you all for joining the show. Please, please, please remember, please subscribe to my YouTube page. Would you be so kind to do that? Subscribe to my YouTube page. Maybe you have time, go to Google. When you go to Google, you can type in your Google search, Ramonepreston Enterprises. If you type in Ramonepreston Enterprises on Google, my company is going to come up. And I would love for you to leave a star review or a Google review just to let the world know that we're giving value to you. I would appreciate that. So go to Google, leave me a Google review, subscribe to my YouTube page. Give me your biggest takeaway. What was the biggest takeaway you got from today's show? I answered maybe 4 or 5 different questions, probably 6. I would love to know what your biggest takeaway is, and I would love for you to leave that in the comments, and also put in the comments what city you're watching me from. I appreciate all of you for just continuing to support the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you personally for supporting the Ramonepreston Show. Today is Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon. Please don't meet me here, beat me here. We have some amazing information that we're going to be sharing tomorrow. Every show I do my best to give you the game, to bring the heat, so that you can have enough information on how to start, structure, and at some point, if not now, scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. So thank you, thank you, thank you very, very much. For those of you, if you, I'm talking about you, not the people in the back, but you, if you would like to support our online store, please go to Ramoneprestonbrands.com, okay? If you would like to support my online store, go to Ramoneprestonbrands.com. 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 You could go there and you can pick up a next level hat, a next level hoodie. We have some signature gear on that site as well. I would appreciate you supporting our online store. Thank you so much for joining the Ramonepreston Show today. I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time, right here, 12 o'clock.